The Arab-Israeli conflict.
By Sarah Godelaars and Elma D'Souza.
Origin and causes.
Religious causes. Israel is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world.
Jerusalem has been a secret religious center to the Jews, Christians, and Muslims.
Jews consider Jerusalem a holy city because it was their religious and political center during biblical times.
The history of Israel began in the Sumerian city-state of Ur around 1800 BC.
There lived Abraham and Sarai, his wife, who, like many people in the region, lived with an extended family.
The leader of their family was Abraham's father, Terah.
At one point, Terah almost moved his family to Canaan, but he decided to settle closer to Ur.
God did not allow Abraham to remain there long, but instead he told him to go to the land and I will show you.
God told him that this land would be his and promised that Abraham would become a father of many people.
This is what many Israelis use to prove that it is their land. Political causes. After World War II, when many European Jews died, the desire for a Jewish homeland caused a movement called Zionism.
The Zionist movement soon focused on a singular goal, creating a Jewish state in their ancestral land of Palestine.
In 1947, the UN proposed a plan for partitioning Palestine into separate Arab-Jewish states, the UN Partition Plan.
Soon after, Egypt, Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia all declared war on Israel and invaded their new nation.
This caused the 1948 Arab-Israeli War.
The government of Egypt, Iraq, Syria were all humiliated by the military defeat to Israel during this war. Perspectives.
Arab perspectives. Arabs refuse to recognize the existence of Israel or the legitimacy of its government.
Palestinians claim that Israel committed gross human rights abuses during the 1948 War of Independence, at which time many Palestinians became refugees, and in its everyday policies in the post-1967 occupied territories.
They believe it is wrong for them to give up the land because they are descendants of the indigenous inhabitants of the country, who supposedly have been in occupation of it since the beginning of history.
Israeli perspectives. Some Israelis assume the Arabs are dangerous and try to make American tourists believe the same by putting up signs and other informatives that can prevent them from being proven wrong, for example, checkpoint signs.
They also worry that Arabs may be a big threat to them. Also, they are afraid of what might happen to them and their security if the Palestinians fulfill their hopes in having their full-fledged state.
They are trying, and somewhat succeeding, to conquer the land that is theirs.
Israel claims that the Palestinians are responsible for terrorist attacks against Israelis and Jews, both in Israel and abroad.
Jews have suffered anti-Semitism and persecution throughout history. Zionists assert that only a Jewish state can protect the Jews from anti-Semitism.
Israel is the Holy Land for the Jews, especially the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Palestinians, both the Muslim majority and the Christian minority, view Jerusalem as holy and consider the territory to be Holy Land.
International community's perspectives. Many world leaders feel a special sense of responsibility towards the world's Jews, 6 million of whom were killed in the Holocaust perpetrated by Nazi Germany in the 1930s and 1940s.
The United States usually sides with the Israelis because they feel a stronger cultural affinity with Jews than with Muslims, whose cultures are perceived as more alien.
Although there isn't a widespread consideration for the support of Palestinians. Obstacles.
Religious obstacles. To Israelis, the land of Israel is the birthplace of the Jewish people. Here, their spiritual, religious, and national identity was formed. Here they wrote and gave the Bible to the world, and for that they don't want to give up.
Historical obstacles. Because their ancestors have inhabited the land since the beginning of history, Palestinians cannot agree that it is right to subject an indigenous people against it against its will to alien immigrants whose claim is based upon historical connection which is seized effectively throughout centuries.
Possible solutions.
The one-state solution. This refers to a revolution through the creation of a unitary, federal, or confederate Israeli Palestinian state.
This would hold all of the current-day territory of Israel and the West Bank, including East Jerusalem.
The two-state or binational solution. This refers to the idea that the most practical solution to the Palestinian-Israeli conflict is one that divides the land historically called Palestine between a Jewish and a Palestinian Arab state.
Part of all the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem, which were captured by Israel in 1967 Six-Day War, would become the Palestinian state.
Remove checkpoints. Let each side socialize and get to know each other, so maybe the stereotypes will be broken.
We're excited.